Hello everyone, and welcome back to Everyday Husband Quotes, the channel for marriage advice, marriage entertainment, and everything else marriage. Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. Now, in all that we are going through, Love and Marriage Huntsville, Letitia's husband Marsau expresses his thoughts on social media about equal opportunity under the law. He talks about the march, the protest, and the rally. Seems to think that it is only a small victory. Take a listen.
I got a little small something to say, and I swear, I hope y'all can feel me. All right? So here it is. How do you get the comments down? I don't see them. How do you get them? Whatever. So, we marched. We got people to come out and do a rally / protest, whatever it was. And it seems as now people are a little happy. It's a moral victory, right? And so what I really want to do is help everyone, because to me, I'm not knocking nobody. Looking, everybody says they got their lanes, and everybody kind of says that, you know what, everybody plays a different lane. So I'm not mad at the frontliners for doing what the frontliners do. I lack that emotion. All right? I'm not moved to ask someone that's hurting me to do something. I'm not knocking it. I think it's very powerful. I think it's important. So I'm not upset with any of it. But what I am saying is, here's the time when you get tricked. Here's the time when the tricking starts. When you go down and you have a rally and it's full of a lot of people that kind of sit down and they do all the nonsense where they kneel, they stand up, they put their fist up, that's bullshit, all right? I'll tell you what. You go to court and you do the exact same thing that they just did in the rally and see if you get 1 day less of time. Okay? We will accept the exact same payment that they'll accept. I had a renter one time. I owned an apartment complex, and the renter started telling me all of this stuff about what was going on in their life and all of this stuff right here. Now listen, this sounds cutthroat, but this is business. This is life. Because she was telling me about her challenges in paying the rent. Okay? If she didn't pay the rent, then I couldn't pay the mortgage. And now my family can't eat. I told her this very clear, very clear. I'll accept whatever excuse the bank accepts from me. Whatever I can tell the bank, I'll take from you. If I can tell the bank, my bad, I'm gonna have you tomorrow, then I'll accept that. But if I can't give that to the bank, then I can't take that from you. Thank you for kneeling. I don't want you to think for 1 second, that I'm sorry. I don't want you to think for 1 second, for one split second, that as a policeman, you not killing black people is a plus. That's like basic shit. Like guys, this is not now we're back to zero. If you guys don't kill unarmed people as policemen, you deserve not a goddamn thing. You deserve nothing. You're not doing your job. You're not showing up on time. I show up on time and I do what I'm told. What would happen if you didn't? You're supposed to go to jail if this happens. This is exactly what's supposed to happen. All right? This is the glass and concrete rule. If I drop a glass on concrete, the glass breaks. I don't blame the glass. I don't blame the concrete. It's what's supposed to happen, okay? When you murder someone in broad daylight, you're supposed to go to jail. That's not a plus. That's not a win. We're not there. All right? If you can't do anything, here's the problem I have with emotions and protest. And I'm not knocking protest. When nobody says, I'm not knocking it. I'm not trying to come at you and say, don't do this, because I don't necessarily, that's not my lane. All right? I lack that emotion. My issue that I have with it is when you feel accomplished in that, when you think that that's over, that's the goal. See, when you're doing that and that emotion is out there, that emotion is fueling you. And then when you see the mayor take a knee, all of a sudden you're like, wow, you know what? I feel like we got somewhere. No, we accept the exact same thing that they accept. The exact same thing. Like there's no difference. Like you said it's acceptable. I agree with you. I like your plan. I like what you're saying. If you say this is acceptable, then I'll take that. I'll take that payment. If you say this is fair, you make the slice and I'll choose my side. That's how this works. Let's not forget that. This is not a win. This is not a win. A conviction is not a win. We want two things. Let's make sure we're very specific, okay? Because I don't know if reparations or anything like that is going to happen. I want two things: equal protection under the law and equal opportunity under the law. That's it. The rest, to me, is personal accountability. The rest, to me, is choosing how to strategize, how to come together, how to build up, and how to take over. That's it. We don't have to sing and mark for that. Back to the glass and concrete. If a glass drops out of your hand, you don't have to sing and mark for the concrete to break it. It doesn't have a choice. Why? Because it's consistent. That's why they call it concrete. I want you to be concrete. I want you to be resolute. And so now is the time to understand that this is possibly going to happen, but I swear to God, this is not the time to sit back and think that, we got that victory. Boom, we got these charges. Yes, this protest has happened. Yes, this is what's supposed to happen. No, that's not what's supposed to happen. This is the bare minimum of a citizen of the United States of America. Okay? That's who we are. We were born Americans, and no one can strip that from us. There's no more American than we are. No one is more American than people that look just like you and I. All right? So at the end of the day, I want to make sure that we understand this. I want to make sure that we take, if it's a moral victory, regardless of what it is, I want to make sure that people understand that our battle continues. Our battle is for what we want. Our battle is not to come in and act like it's over. It's not over. This is the bare minimum expectation of a United States citizen, to have equal protection and equal opportunity under the law. That's it. When when they do this pomp and circumstance, and when they march, or when we want them to take a knee, or we want them to whatever. By the way, the same ones that took a knee, 15 minutes later shot tear gas at the same people they just took a knee in front of. The same people that were clapping got tear gassed. All right? This was a rally. This was a rally. This wasn't a protest. I know you think it's a protest. This wasn't a protest. This was a rally. This was scheduled from, you don't schedule protests from 5 to 8. Promptly at 8, we're going to start real quick. We're going to have a couple speeches. Then we're going to get out of here. We're going to write these speeches beforehand. We're going to get the crowd going. A protest organized by the police and the government against the government for police brutality. Guys, stop it. You don't have, see, here's the thing. You don't have to do this. The government doesn't have to protest. They just got to run some action. They just have to stop killing people. They have to stop over policing people, overcharging people. That's all that really needs to happen. It's not a hard thing to do. You know, after Corona, I noticed how many cops were out on the road. I know that they don't think that they don't want to get out there with the word quota, but I do understand what the financial system is. And I do understand that they say, well, if we have this much traffic, stats say that this amount of people are going to, commit a traffic violation. And I'm pretty sure if you're doing your job, you're going to be able to catch X amount of people based on this, because I don't think the stats lie. So it's not a quota, but it's a quota. My point is, it's financial. If you want to solve the problem, it's financial. If you want to solve a mathematical problem, it's financial. Here's one of the toughest things in business, okay? Business has no feelings. It has no emotions. That's one of the toughest things that people don't understand. The biggest transition from boyhood to manhood is understanding the difference between effort and results. Okay? Here's my perfect example. If a tornado came and it blew down all the grocery stores in 5 states, what do you think my kids are going to say? Are my kids going to say, "Hey, Dad, I get it. What can you do? The tornado blew it down. You tried. You did your best. Dog, they racist, bruh. You know, they should have had more." No. I'm hungry. Feed me now. No excuses. No substitutions. Nothing. And that helps you understand exactly how long you have to work until the job is done. That helps you understand that 1 plus 1.9 that really wants to be 2 is only 3.9. And it's just not 4. 3.9 does not equal 4. Never will it ever. All right? If you want to be equal to 4, you have to add more to it. If we have demands, if we have expectations, if you don't equal those expectations, then you did not meet the expectations. And it's that fucking simple. Like, no one gets a pass. We don't get a pass. We never have got a pass. Except for that one homeboy, that one judge that's really cool that doesn't give people time because they're single moms and stuff on YouTube and stuff. But other than that, no one gets a pass. So with that same thing in mind, make sure that your expectations remain consistent. Make sure you're that glass and that concrete. Make sure that when it all boils down, you expect the same thing on Thursday that you did on Monday. Equal protection under the law, equal opportunity under the law. And whatever facets that is, whatever you've got going, I want mine. Whatever you've got going, I want mine. And make sure it's mathematical. Make sure we understand, I don't know what that is. Make sure we understand that our expectations of our government is to be our partners in our business endeavors, is making sure that they are providing adequate protection and equal government for everyone, up under their command. So I want to make sure that my biggest thing is right now, I see a lot of people talking about, oh, we changed it. This is different. Nah, man. This is the bare minimum. This is like when dudes be like, I take care of my kids. Like, okay, bro, I don't understand. Like, no, I take care of my kids. I pay my bills. Yes, that's the minimum expectation of an adult. Thank you. Thank you, not me. At the end of the day, guys, we have to strategize. What businesses, you know why this happened? It's not because of the singing. It's not because of the rallying. It's not because of the standing. It's not because of any sign. Okay? Because Occupy Wall Street didn't change nothing. Or maybe it did, I don't know. It didn't seem like it did. It's because, not saying it's the right thing to do, it's because of the destruction that it caused. Because of the disruption and the destruction that it caused. That's why they came out with some things. Yes, I get it. Ben & Jerry's is a dope hero right now, right? What is Ben & Jerry's going to do? I pledge $1 billion to this cause. What does that mean? What does that mean? I'm going to donate $100 million to a camp where police come out and dance with young black kids? And then do what? The same guy that just took a knee, the same people that just took a knee, fired tear gas on the audience. Well, they were disruptive. I get that. Nothing changed. Not one thing changed. Nothing. They took a knee. That's it. They didn't take off their riot gear. That didn't happen. They came there to tear gas, and by golly, they're going to tear gas. No matter what happened, they were prepared for it. The only people that were prepared for that changed what they thought was going to happen from the beginning to the end were I can't even call them protesters, the ralliers. What needs to happen is we need to stay resolute. Okay? If you're going to build, build. If you're going to demonstrate, demonstrate. But don't think that you have action until you can see it down on paper. All right? This is math. This is finite. At the end of the day, it is about for me, it's about economics. Why did this change happen? Why did they disrupt? Why did all of this stuff stop? I'll tell you why. Because of disruption, the financial disruption. Because I've got to shut my business down early. Because I've got to rebuild this business. You know what that means to a city? Tax revenue. Tax revenue. I'm not sure if that's insurable or not. I don't think it is. But at the end of the day, when you start talking about the disruption in the business and the disruption in the actual city and how things work, it's financial. It's never emotional. It's always financial. It's not about how you feel. It's about money, okay? And so what you have to do is affect the money. You have to affect the money. That's it. To me, what protests do is this. Protests say, hey man, listen. For example, let's just say osteoporosis was a real issue, right? I don't know anybody that has osteoporosis, and it's not a concern of mine, never has it been, right? But if all of a sudden people that had osteoporosis and their families had osteoporosis were standing in my street or standing around my business or throwing shit at my business, then I'm going to be like, okay, guys, what's going on? Is this, okay, so what? What do I need to do? Then I'm going to start calling people and saying, hey, councilmen, guys, these people are disrupting my business because of this osteoporosis. Is there anything you can do? Well, they're mad because they don't get a 1%. Well, give it to them. Whatever they need to do to get off my property, I'll do it. That's collective bargaining. When you bring the money together, you bring the people together and say, we all have one little dollar, but together we've got a couple million and we want this. All of a sudden, your money changes things. That's exactly how that works. That's how it works in Congress. That's how it works with the NRA. That's how it works with any other lobbying group. Okay? So the whole point in that is to make sure that's the point of protest, to make our problems your problems, to inconvenience your life and disrupt your life to the point where you don't like the disruption, so you change. But we can't settle for a promise to change. We can't settle for a kneel. And a kneel, they got up and turned around and said, tear gas their ass if they don't get it right. Tear gas them. Get this tear gas going. I know I kneel, but let's get this thing going. Guys, I don't want to be insensitive, but it's a guy, it's a man that hits a woman and promises he ain't gonna do it no more. That's not how that works. There needs to be a punishment, even if it was an accident, guys. Even if it was an accident. If I'm driving down my road, I know I do a lot of analogies, but if I'm driving down the road and I hit a car, I didn't mean to. It was an accident. If I had the choice, I wouldn't have done it again. But somebody got to pay that deductible. Someone has to fix that car. Someone has to pay. And after they pay, they understand that they're going to get more, they're going to be more cautious. They're going to watch the road more. Because after these little $5,000 deductibles, you know what, at that point, they're not going to want to keep doing that. I think the only, what Nelson said, I think the only person that kneeled, exactly, bruh. They kneeled to load the tear gas. They're like, no, man, no. Nothing changed. Nothing changed. So you don't change. That's all I want to say. Nothing changed, so you don't change. Stay resolute. It is financial. After all the songs, after all the tears, after all the speeches, after all the marches, it's financial. It always has been, it always will be. Don't think that the Tea Party was because they didn't, people, wanted the tea. No, man, it's financial. It's always financial. Make it simple. Make it simple. Settle that in your mind. Once you settle in your mind, hey guys, this is financial. We have to win the dollar. While we're at it, I'm just going to say one thing just to make sure people understand this. The only people that don't respect the black dollar, I'll leave it at that. They got some people out there that buy the culture. They got some people that will mess with you. If I were Ben and Jerry's, you know who I align with? Black people. If I were the NFL, the same one that won't let the guy who kneeled in it, you know who I'd line with? The kneelers. No, black is the new black. If I were a white-owned company, McDonald's, I would align with blacks. Hip hop, sports, culture, I'd align. Because you guys make money. You guys make money. You guys make money. You blacks make money. I'm going to give, and you know what? You don't believe in yourselves. You don't think you can, so you don't. You think black on black crime is a real thing,